Hey guys, it's Jamie, and I'm here with my very good friend, Michelle Wyatt from Athens Fit Body Bootcamp. And we're so excited to have her on today to bring some recovery-inspired hope. Athens Fit Body Bootcamp has actually been a huge part of our community and putting in and helping out with the recovery community that you guys may not know. Actually, this month they are sponsoring my favorite place where I work at, Divas Who Win Freedom Center. And this is not the first time you guys have sponsored Divas Who Win Freedom Center.
No, it's our second year.
So, and that's especially helpful with everything going on right now. So we thank you so much for being such a huge part of our community, for looking out for us, for being an ally. and we just love you guys over at Athens Fit Body Bootcamp. So let's talk about fitness and recovery. So why is fitness such a big deal in the healing and recovery process?
Yeah, well, I believe so. It's such a big deal. It's so important because, it's a huge mental aspect. Nobody ever they never think that they're going to become addicted to opiates or alcohol. It just ends up happening, and life struggles end up happening, and, it comes into the community. So, it affects all aspects of your life. You become consumed in it, right? It's like when you are, you're giving all of your time to it. It's all you can think about. And so it's a huge mental process, and it becomes almost like a physical thing. Like you almost like need it,
Right, the obsession of the mind. We learn about that.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so the individuals who become they abuse alcohol and opiates and those things, they become addicted. And what happens is it triggers a feel-good response in your brain, like, oh, okay, well, you become a little bit more relaxed, or you start to rely on those things. Mm-hmm. Well, what is really cool is like when you exercise, fitness also releases a natural hormone. It's endorphins or endocannabinoids. Mm-hmm. And what that does is it releases a chemical in your brain that says, okay, well, I'm becoming less stressed. You start to feel more confident. You have more positivity. It releases those, chemicals in your brain that allow you to, have that lead. You want to have that healthier life. Right. So another really cool thing is, the fitness, when you focus on that, like it influences all aspects of your life. Those who have abused opiates or alcohol, it's very easy to have that downfall and just be alone. And so death rates are higher. Mm-hmm. You're less likely to get promoted. You're less likely to graduate. You're more likely to get a divorce. You're more likely to suffer diseases, physical and mental diseases from that addiction as well. And so when you exercise, it releases those hormones and those responses in a different way, and, mind over matter, right? So when you have that strong mental connection to, hey, I am actually taking care of myself, it makes you feel good in a different way. Yes. It kind of changes the game a little bit, and it helps you hopefully get back on your feet. You've been doing really well too, I know. Your anniversary is coming up. So,
yes, it is huge. Fitness is definitely my pathway. Yeah. And as a woman in recovery and long-term recovery, we struggle with weight. Yeah. Recovery weight is a real thing. Yeah. I know when I didn't even have 6 months sober, and I was at an all-time high of like 225 pounds, and I was a size 22, and I'm a little girl. So for me, that's a lot to be carrying around. I was in just terrible shape. I had never worked out a day in my life before, ever.
Beating yourself up to forgetting that way. It's a vicious cycle. It really is.
So coming in and becoming part of the Fit Body Bootcamp family, you guys have encouraged me so much and been part of this whole fitness journey, this body transformation, and it makes me feel so good because not only do I look amazing, but I'm strong. And when I'm strong, that helps my confidence. It makes me want to keep getting up every day. It makes me want to keep going. And, and then when we do have celebrations in recovery, we can go out and we can have that dessert.
Right. You don't feel guilty anymore, right?
You can still have that balanced life because, we can suffer from an obsession from our body as well as, from substance use disorder where we're obsessing on, getting high or whatever. Right. I can obsess about my body, So it's Yes.
Right?
So the way that I balanced that out and I became healthy in my mind, like according to my body image, was through working out. And that has helped me. And these guys over here at Fit Body Boot Camp are so amazing. I mean, they're so inspiring, the coaches, like for real. Like I just, go in there and do this workout and they're like, you're stronger than you know. and these, the words that they speak, they're true. Yes, they're life-giving. And I carry them out throughout the day. So, like 2 days later, if I'm running outside, I'm running going, I'm stronger than I know. I'm stronger.
I can do this. That's what it's about. Yes, that's why like at Fit Body Boot Camp, we really teach, lifestyle change. That's what a little step by little step, you just get bigger, you get stronger every single day, mentally, physically, emotionally. It all ties in together.
Yes.
So, and you're a huge part of that. Like you are a great, poster child for, success and what you've gone through and what you've accomplished. And we're very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very happy to have you be a part.
And also, right now, with everything that happened with coronavirus, it's been so important. I would say, especially on the mental health aspect. I know my mental health has definitely struggled during coronavirus, and it has been so important for me to stay active. And, we're basically having an epidemic in the middle of a pandemic. Right now we are facing some major recovery cuts in our state budget. So we're opposing the 38.7% budget cuts. That over the last several weeks, the drug overdoses in the emergency department have actually increased. And it's like, wow, but you want to cut our budget. So there's, Governor Kemp has been great. Commissioner Judy Fitzgerald, they already made these suggestions, but we're trying to get into these senators. There's Senator Butch Miller, Senator Michael Dugan, and Senator Blake Tilley. We really need them to vote on on what Commissioner Judy Fitzgerald had suggested, and also Governor Kemp. They're looking at cutting our NICU program and also our Addiction Recovery Support Center, which is, DIVAS is a recovery community organization, and the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse, which is like our parents in recovery. Like they're the ones who help us with everything. What do you think is going to be the product of that if they do cut those budgets by that much?
Good. I mean, it's so important to have those in place because there's so many people suffering you don't even know that are suffering, and so it's such a crucial thing to have. Because accountability with each other, like you said, I know how much it was a struggle during that pandemic, that you needed those people around you. But in order to also have that, you need the funding for it.
Right.
To create, that community and to be able to, have, host these things where people can come to and learn and grow with each other. I just think it's so important. I really hope that's not the case. So definitely, I think it's very, very important to vote for. Yeah, I think it's just very important.
So, thank you guys so much. So, Michelle Wyatt here and Athens Fit Body Boot Camp, and we thank them so much for being recovery allies and for advocating for us. So, thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations on all of your success. We love having you part of the Fit fam. So, thank you everybody so much.
Awesome. Bye.